Hello, everyone, and welcome to Evolve Yourself TV. I am Agni James, and tonight we are going to be doing a guided meditation. That is always the primary focus of these streams. I'm trying to spread meditation all over the world so people all over the world can have a way to calm themselves when they're in a challenging and stressful life situation, right? It's so important to be able to relax and calm down when you're getting riled up about something, right? So yeah, that's the main focus of these streams. And then also, I am a chess instructor IRL, so I do chess streams where I play games, I do Puzzle Rush, I do lessons, all sorts of good stuff. And then I have a master's in analytic philosophy, so we do philosophy streams and we discuss metaphysics, philosophy of mind, and philosophy of science. My three areas of philosophy that I really, really am into. Those are the three areas that I've put the most time and energy into. Also, the three areas that I find the most interesting. That's why I put the most time and energy into those three areas. So those are some things we're going to be doing tonight. We're doing readings from one of the greatest books ever written, the Tao Te Ching. This book was written by Lao Tzu thousands of years ago. And we are on, I think, verse 19 now. It's either 18 or 19. We're on verse 20. Yeah, so we're going to be reading verse 20. There's 81 verses in the Tao Te Ching, and we've been going through and reading one verse each stream. And then we're also going to be doing chakra balancing. We are on the water chakra, and we're going through the sevenfold journey, reclaiming mind, body, and spirit through the chakras, because we want to have our chakras in alignment. We want our chakras to not be blocked, right? When you have blockages, then excesses and deficiencies can arise, right? So we want to keep things in order, basically. Hey, K-Rob, I was just about to give you a call today. How's it going? It has been a while. What's going on with you? What's going on with you? When are we going to hang out next, K-Rob? What's new in your world? Yeah, I mean, I can tell you a little bit about what I've been up to. This weekend, I did some heavy-duty cleaning with a friend. My friend Danny John came over, and we steam cleaned half my living room. We moved a bunch of furniture, steam cleaned, bought some new blinds. We put those in. We've been doing a lot of cleaning and organizing, basically getting things in order, right? I'm going to do some painting in my living room as well. I'm going to paint things like the walls a tan color, I think, and then I'm buying some satin drapes actually for my sliding screen door, so I can go out on the balcony in style, right? At the end of the day, if you want to go out on the balcony, you want to go out in style. You want to push aside some satin drapes, right? You don't want to be messing with blinds and they're getting in your way and all that. You don't want that kind of nonsense, right? We want to just push away the satin and just walk right through, right? Let's see, you say, pretty good, but so sorry to hear that, K-Rob. I'm sorry about that. Your uncle passed away. Well, you have a very strong family support system. I'm sure people are there for one another, but yeah, it is rough when we lose a family member. I get it. I totally get it. One Sluggy, you say, hey, One Sluggy's here. Good to see ya. One Sluggy is a streamer here on Twitch. He does primarily video games. He does 7 Days to Die. He does retro gaming. He also does walks through his neighborhood, and he does commentary while he's doing these walks. He'll be like, oh yeah, I used to know the people that lived in this house, and just tells you different things about the area, right? Good to see you, One Sluggy. How's it going? So you should definitely check him out, drop him a follow. He's a super nice dude. Thanks for the shout out. You do walk anymore. Do you mean you don't walk anymore? I don't know. If you don't walk anymore, like what? Oh, you don't do walks. You don't do walks? Why not? Why not, man? Walking is important. It's good for you. It's healthy. Only gaming. All right. Okay. So you're only doing gaming streaming. I get it. Yeah, the temperatures have been pretty hot. I actually went for a run today. It was kind of brutal. It was like, I don't know. It was probably 80, 88, 89, but the humidity was really intense. One of those days where you're fighting through it, and you just gotta dig in your heels and just brave that intense hot heat and humidity. Oh, yeah, that's right. Oh, okay, there you go. Yeah, if you're doing DoorDash, you're walking around all day anyway doing your deliveries. All right, so you're getting your walks and you're getting your steps in regardless of that. Okay, perfect. All right, well, just to make sure that you're staying healthy, it's always important, right? Let's see, what else? What else is new in the world right now? I don't know. I mean, things have been all right overall for me. I started teaching a new chess class today. This was actually pretty cool. So, I'm teaching a chess camp. It's just a 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. chess camp, Monday through Friday, and I only have 10 students, which is not a ton, right? I have 10 students. And I did the intro today and got going with everything. It's going to be challenging though, because one of the 10 students has autism. And I used to teach special ed, so I've worked with special needs kids. That's not a problem. But this kid requires a lot of attention, and he was doing some things that were kind of out of line today. Like for instance, at one point we were playing a game, and then I got up because I had to check on another student. And when I walked back, he just threw the board up. It's like, dude, can you not throw the board up with the pieces everywhere? That's not really cool, man. So I had to tell him. I had to be like, now listen, my expectation is that you do not throw the board in pieces across the room. That is my expectation, and I expect you to follow that. And he said, okay, Mr. Jim, okay, I'll follow that, But it's like, dude, please, can you just not damage my things, I'm here to help you, man. Don't throw the board. And then I came back again, and then he had the pieces all stacked up. He had a rook on top of a rook, and then there was these little holes in the bottom of the pieces, and he had them all wedged in there, and he had them stacked up, and it was wobbling. And I'm like, dude, my pieces, man, you're gonna break my pieces. This is what happens. The pieces fall on the floor. The kings break. The top of the king head breaks off. Where the cross is at, that breaks off. The rooks break. The top of the rooks always break. It's like, dude, just can you not break my pieces? I can't be everywhere at once. But yeah, that's kind of what's been going on. I started the new class today. It should be good though. They're all beginners, but we'll get through it. Chad guy's here. Good to see you, man. What is new with you, dude? Hello. How was jet skiing, dude? You went jet skiing this weekend. What's going on with that, dude? Are you a professional jet skier now? Are you rocking, living the high life with your jet skiing, man? What's going on? You have a funny story? Or was my story funny? I don't know what you're talking about. Nanera's here. Big shout out for Nanera. Good to see you. Nanera, whenever I see you, I get energy. I'm always excited. You're I always get pumped up for some reason. I don't know why, but definitely check out Nanera. Drop her a follow. She's an awesome person. She's involved in the fitness and health community. She's super wonderful, kind, loving, compassionate. She's a little bit snarky, but I like snarky, so that it's okay. It's okay to be a little bit snarky. Check her out. She does a meal prep. She does workout streams with Celsi. He's another phenomenal streamer here. So that's what's been going on. Let's see, what else? Where else are we at here? Danny John is here. Hello, Danny John. So good to see you. So I was mentioning a good friend of mine that recently actually helped me steam clean half my place and helped me get new blinds put in, right? I wonder who that could be. Who knows? We don't know. It's a mystery. It's a mystery to all. What did they say in the original Zelda? When there was that dude, you'd bomb his wall, right? And then you'd be in his shop. And then what did he say? It's a mystery to everyone. It's a mystery to, I always forget. By the way, that's kind of a fucked up thing, right? If you think about it, it's like you want to purchase something from this guy, or it's a secret. It's a secret to everybody, right? I think it's a secret to everybody or a secret for everybody. I don't know, whatever, right? There's a dude, you bomb the wall, and if I was that guy, I'd be pissed off. I'd be like, you just fucking blew a hole in the side of my goddamn home. I'm not helping you out. It's not going to be a mystery to you. Get the fuck out of my home, right? I'd be pretty pissed off. He literally, Link fucking bombed a goddamn a hole in the side of the dude's house. It's like, come on. But anyways, that's how it's going. We're talking about holes getting bombed in the side of people's homes. Nanera, you're super wiped. Dude, this was a weird day for me too. I don't know what was going on, but after I got done teaching chess, I was the hungriest I've ever been. I was so hungry. I was ravaging. I immediately went in my fridge, and the first thing I saw there was a leftover taco. So I just took it and I threw it in the microwave, and I brought it out, and I just dumped shredded cheese on it and just devoured the thing. And then I was like, I need more food. So then I opened up the fridge, and there was a piece of leftover salmon that I cooked last night. So I took that, I threw it in the microwave, I heated it up for 60 seconds, took it out, threw some feta cheese on it, and then just devoured that. And then I was like, man, I'm still hungry. What the fuck? Am I ever going to fill up? And so then I ate a bowl of cereal, then I made a protein shake, and I drank that. I was getting intense. And then I got really tired, and I was like, well, what am I going to do? I mean, I could go lay down, or I could just power through it. And I was like, well, I'm going to fucking go for a run. You know, all I feel like doing is laying down, but I'm going to go for a run. So I went to the forest preserve near my place, and I ran 3 miles, and then I came back here. Okay, where are we at here? Okay, hold on a second. We got some stuff going on here. Let's see. Nanera, you say, did a new thing way outside your comfort zone. What did you do? What did you do, Nanera? It's a secret to everybody. Danny John's got it. Yes, that's right. You bomb the side of the person's house, and they say it's a secret to everybody. It's like, I don't really think that's something that they would say in that way, right? Nanera, you say you hate bottomless pit days like that. Yeah, there is one way for the body to tell you you need something. You went bouldering for the first time ever. I don't know what bouldering is. I've never heard of bouldering. Is something with a mountain? Like you're like going up the side of a mountain? I don't know. I don't know what that is. I don't know what bouldering is. K-Rob, you say, hello, Danny John. Yeah, we got the whole crew today. We got some good people in here. Thank you, by the way, Danny John, for remembering that. It's a secret to everybody. Yep, I'm grabbing the cat right now. I'm sorry about this. Let me grab the cat. All right, here we go. We got her. We got the cat. This is Parmenides. Say hi. As you can see, she is very happy. She is very happy right now. She's the happiest cat in the world. She's like, oh my God, I get to be on TV. I get to be on the Agni James show, right? Look at her doing a great job tolerating it though. And yeah, and that's Parmenides. Say hi. Say hi. All right, we're gonna let her down now. All right, good girl. She did so good. You did so good. Good kitty. Good girl. All right, good job. And that's the cat. That's the cat. That's Parmenides. Yeah, I owed you this, man. I owed you this. Who was this? I owed a Chad guy, right? I think Chad guy. I owed you Parmenides, but then one Sluggy redeemed it anyway. All right, so that's pretty cool. Let's see. Rock climbing without the ropes. Wow, that's intense. You got to be careful. You got to be super careful. You've never been rock climbing before at all. That's really intense, Nanera. I hope you were like prepared and like super like careful and following all the instructions and everything. Like I've never done that. I've never done rock climbing without the ropes. I've never done rock climbing with the ropes. I mean, I've climbed up hills and some like the sides of some mountains a little bit, but like I live in Illinois. It's like pretty flat, this is like the flatland. You look around, it's just flat everywhere. All you see is flatness, right? I don't know. Maybe there's more mountains by you. Where are you in? You're in Missouri. I don't know if there's mountains. Are the Smoky Mountains down there somewhere? I don't know. Let's see. Nanera, you say mine would be tickled happy if you picked her and held her like that. Yeah, the cat was not. I mean, she likes to be held, but not like to be like picked up and like brought in here and like kind of moved around. She was just like she's like tolerating it, but she was not. She wasn't thrilled. She didn't attack me though. You saw it. You were all my witnesses. She did not attack me, so that was nice. It's shorter climbs and they're super squishy pads next to the walls. Okay, so even if like worst comes to worst and you do fall, at least you're not gonna like hit the hard ground, right? Okay, well that's cool. That's cool that they have like something there at least. Went to a some people get really big into those climbing gyms. Like I've met people that like I'll be good friends with them and then all of a sudden they're just gone and they're just like at the climbing gym and they're like, yeah, I got like a yearly membership and I go like every day now and like my fingers are getting so strong, my grip strength, and I'm like I don't even see these people for like 6 months. People dig those climbing gyms. They're pretty neat actually. Yeah. Chad guy, you say every time Agni says intense, take a shot of tequila. Dude, that would be an intense game to play. Now that right there. Talk about that would be a very intense game to play. I do use the word intense sometimes, right? I do use the word intense. Well, basically everyone in this chat will be drunk in 60 seconds because I use the word intense quite a bit. Let's see. Let's see. One Sluggy, you say still being that vulnerable is not the easy thing to do. Yeah, climbing without a rope is that's putting yourself in a super vulnerable position, right? You gotta be pretty ballsy to do a move like that, right? Nanera is a ballsy person. She's gonna do what it takes. She's gonna do what it takes. You say it was freaking terrifying but fun. Yeah, totally, right? I mean, you're climbing up boulders without rope. I mean, that can be insane. You have to like use all your grip strength, and you have to do everything you can. One Suggy, you say you can barely climb with ropes. Heights is a scary thing. It's crazy when you're up real high and you're like looking down. Like, not many people just like casually stare down. It's like if you're on the top of a mountain and you're looking down and you don't feel anything, like that probably means you're a psychopath. It probably means you're a psychopath if that's the case. I don't know. Maybe we'll do a poll on it or something later. There you say your hands hurt. Yeah. Oh, just digging into a boulder. I mean, yeah, of course, your fingers are probably so sore right now. You know what? Who has it? Marcel Grow. He was a streamer on Twitch. I don't know if you know him. He doesn't stream as much anymore. He's a yoga streamer. He has a good video on YouTube about finger and wrist stretches. Like, I've been doing one of his wrist stretching videos, and it's really good. It's really good, actually. So like, yeah, you might want to check it out. It's Marcel Grow, Groux, and it's good stuff, basically. Wrist stretches. All right, and there you say crappy part was climb. Climbing down is actually probably harder than climbing up, right? I hear that. Everyone's always like, yeah, going up is not that bad. It's the climbing up. I always found it was the same way for climbing up trees. I'm big into climbing trees. When I was a kid, like I was always looking for trees to climb. It was always like a big thing, trying to find like a good tree to climb, Not one that like the branches are going to like bend down or they're going to break off. You need like solid branches. And it's also crucial to have that first branch like at a reasonable height. You have to be able to at least jump to it, right? Otherwise you're going to be in trouble, right? So, you find some good branches, and climbing up is great, but then climbing down can get a little weird. Like you're trying to climb down, and I don't know, it just seems easier going up. Let's see. When so you say, or you just super depressed looking down the void of heights and not flinching. Yeah, I mean, if you're just that depressed and you're looking down and it's just like a void, you're like, well, I don't know, that's it. Let's see. Nanera, you say kittens wrote a mobility thing for you a few years ago for your wrists and fingers. That is so funny that you bring it up because he collaborated with Marcel on that exact one that I'm talking about, the wrist stretching one. At the end of the video, Marcel says he gives a big shout out to Kittens Kung Fu for his collaboration. He gave a lot of insights to Marcel for that video. So that's cool. I guess think about all the martial arts. Kittens needs to have really good form. He has to have very strong fingers and hands, right, to be able to do the stuff he does. So yeah, that's kind of cool that you brought that up there. One saw you say, oh yeah, then your foot slips climbing down and you get that mini heart attack. Yeah, one little slip and you feel it. It's not like you can get like a little slip and you're like, oh, okay, that was no big deal, right? You get a little slip and you're definitely feeling it. All right, I think we're going to do a little puzzle rush. We're going to do a little bit of puzzle rush. Let's see how it goes. Hold on. Nanera, you used to have a lot of pain in your wrists and forearms. You incorporate what he taught you into your stretching practice. That is awesome. That's what you need to do, right? That's what you need to do. And it's going to work, right? It's like I used to have ankle pain, and my feet sometimes would get hurt and shit. So like I learned a bunch of ankle stretches, and I started doing them, and like all my ankle pain went away. So I was like, well, I'm going to continue doing this because I can either choose to be in pain or choose not to be in pain. But that's cool that it's helping. Yeah, Kittens. By the way, as you know, Kittens is he's like a pro. He understands the body really well. He has such a good understanding, and not just the body, the energy that flows through it, right? And the cool thing about Kittens is he's not just a martial arts guy, but he's so strong too. You'll go to his stream and he'll just be like, yeah, I'm just gonna deadlift 1,000 pounds right now, and he's just casually deadlifting 1,000 pounds. It's like, dude, what's going on here? He's a sweetheart. Hopefully you can make it up to Chi-Town sometime. That would be awesome. By the way, what's going on is did Sid Salty come back yesterday? Because I know he was at Ren Fair yesterday, right? He came up this weekend, I believe, right? You said you weren't able to make it, but him and I think his wife and some other streamers came up, right? Yeah, I wasn't able to meet up with anyone either. It kind of made me a little depressed, but things happen. Oh, you think he drove home today? Okay, cool. All right, well, let's do a puzzle rush. I've been talking about puzzle rushes for a while. I think we should hop into one. I don't know. You've been super busy. Yeah, everything's been crazy. Everything's been super hectic these days. I don't know why, but it's just kind of the way things go sometimes. Okay, so Puzzle Rush is a program on chess.com where you can go in and see how many chess puzzles you can solve in 3 minutes. My record is 29, as you can see in up here. That's my top score. If I get in the 20s on stream, I'm usually pretty happy. All right, so here we go. Let's do this. Oh, all right. That's actually really tough. All right. The first one should not be that difficult. All right. Mate. There we go. Mate. Let's see. I think it's like this. Oh no, I missed that one already? Come on. All right. Oh, mate. Checkmate. We have, that quite doesn't work. Mate. In 2. I think, let's see. This is the way, right? And then that. Mate. This one's giving me some difficulty. Oh, no, it's not. Mate. Yeah, these are tough. All right, we're going to have to do this. Sack, and then bam, and bam, mate. All right. Oops. What, this idea? There we go. And then we have this, and then that. Wait. Oh, it's pinned. It's pinned. Oh, that's really tricky. All right. Oh, mate. These get tough sometimes. These get tough. I think I just take there and then win the queen. All right. Here we go. This is a very flow activity, and I got to get in the flow, and I'm not in the flow right now. So it's kind of depressing. Not seeing this one. I'm just gonna have to throw something. Oh, that was it. All right. I don't know. I didn't see that one for some reason. All right. 22 seconds. This is getting real tough real quick. I think this idea, and then this idea, and then that. All right. There we go. All right. 21. Okay, that's a good first one. Like I said earlier, if I get in the 20s, I'm happy. I can handle getting 21. All right. Yeah. Hey, Shane McInnes is here, man. Welcome. Let me give you a shout out. Oh, I got to get you in the automatic shout out list, Shane. Let's all right, shout out. Definitely check out Shane. Shane does really cool stuff. He was talking archaeology and ancient history and stuff like that. I had a pleasure checking out his stream. Definitely check him out. Drop him a follow. He's also a big regular in Aristotle's chat. By the way, Aristotle's here. Good to see you as well. You guys are like a tag team. You guys are a tag team. Just come in. Shane, you say bishop takes pawn. Yeah, I know, right? Sometimes you just don't see it right away. Sometimes you're like, wait a minute, where is it? Right? I've been doing much more difficult puzzles online. I've been doing puzzles around like 2,600 these days, and it's definitely opening my eyes. Puzzle Rush is not really as great of a teaching device as I initially thought. You want to find those really in-depth puzzles. That's cool. Yeah, I didn't know if you were a big chess guy or not, man. That's cool though that you play. All right, let's see, where else are we at? Nanera, you said some friends are trying to get you up there for ASA next year. That would be cool. That's right. You are into the anime world, right? You are into that. You should come up. I mean, it's a good time. You come to Chicago, you'll eat good. You'll have some great experiences at museums. You'll see some good. There'll be some good anime conventions going on. One Soggy 30 today? No, I got 21. I mean, it's something, right? But it's not how I want to be. Like I said, my high-end puzzle rush is 29, but when I stream, I don't do as well. Anyways, big shout out to Aristotle. Aristotle is an awesome dude. He is a philosophy streamer here on Twitch. He's got a PhD in philosophy. He's actually a legit philosophy professor. This guy doesn't fuck around. You might end up in Aristotle's class someday. Think about that, right? You go to his stream, you start to get to know the guy, and then you're like, going to college, a few weeks after that, and you go to college and you're all excited, and your professor is Aristotle. Like, that would be an interesting moment for Aristotle. Like, if the dude in the class is like, hey, I know you, you're my teacher. Like, what's going on? Like, what assignment is due next week? And then everyone's gonna be like, holy shit, right? Dude, that would be a great way to troll you. Someone should do that. Someone needs to do that. I'm going to create another account, and I'm telling you about it now, so it won't even be funny. But yeah, I'm going to create another account, and right when you start the new semester, I'm going to come and be like, hey, I'm in your class. I know you, man. What's up, dude? And I'll really put a lot of thought and effort in. I'll collab with Shane and Vipers, and we're going to bring all our knowledge base about you together, such that we can make it sound really genuine, a really authentic dude, saying he's in your class, and we'll use all the info we got about you. It will be good, man. It'll be good content. All right, where are we at here? Shane also knows many ancient artistic. Yeah, right. Yeah, you guys do. You guys know about the phallic the phallic nation, right? Chad guy's lurking. All right, Chad guy's going on a lurk. I hope the lurk is good, man. You've delved deep into the source of creation, and you're experiencing lurking bliss. I like it though, man. I like that you're doing that. I mean, that can be a good thing. Shane, you say you need to try that website out. You like seeing stuff. Yeah, chess.com. It's the best chess website out there. Go to chess.com, create an account. You'll have fun, man. It's if you even know how to play chess at all, you'll have fun. They have Puzzle Rush. They have all sorts of puzzles. You can do different kinds of puzzles too. Let's say you're all about endgame puzzles. You can just be like, I only want all your endgame puzzles within the following range, and you can make them harder and easier. You can, and then they have fork puzzles, discovered attack puzzles, checkmate in 3 puzzles, all sorts of puzzles, right? So yeah, you should definitely check it out. Shane, you say, can you click back on the puzzle you missed? Oh, absolutely. Here, I'll do that right now. Let me set it up though so we can see it. All right, there we go. Okay, so here's how you do it then, and then you go back and it's okay, here's this puzzle, right? So I missed this one, and then you can look and you can even do analysis, and it's white to move. All right, so what should I have done here? Oh, this is easy. You just take, right? Take. Wait. Oh, I have to click play, right? If you have time, you can see it, right? If you're doing the puzzle rush, sometimes you get distracted, especially if you're streaming and trying to talk, right? So now let's go back to the next puzzle I missed. I actually should go through all the puzzles I missed and do them all. All right, so there's this one. This one was weird, right? So, oops, play. I'm sure you can all see this, right? Yeah, okay, good. Sometimes I'm up here talking and no one can even see what I'm doing. Yeah, now what's the deal here? This one for some reason was giving me an issue here. All right, so oh, it's a fork. Duh. It's so easy. And then you're always like, "Oh my god, how did I not see that?" Right? That is so easy. I was thinking of a checkmate puzzle. I should have realized it was just a win material puzzle. Yeah, fork, double attack. Jesus, I can't believe that took me a second to see. That's ridiculous. All right, but anyways, yeah, that's such is life. And then you can look back at any of the puzzles you've done. And the cool thing about chess.com is it stores. Shane, it stores all the puzzles you've ever done and every game you've ever played on there. So you can go back and you can look through your archives of games, of puzzles, and you can check out, you can search, you can put any kind of search criteria you want, and you have it's like your whole history of chess is on there. It's pretty amazing. All right. Let's see. One song you say at least in the 20s. Yeah, exactly. If I can get it at least in the 20s, it's always gonna be all right, right? Aristotle, yeah. I mean, it's funny, man. It would be kind of funny, dude. It would be kind of funny if we did that. If we all got together and just like made it really sound like one of your students was like in the chat, right? Shane, you say evolves 11. Oh yeah, was that the one I missed? That might have been the one I missed. Shane, you say, yeah, I really like how that makes your brain work. It's great. Those puzzles are great, right? And okay, here's the thing. One of my buddies, Victor Store, was in here, not too long ago, and we were talking, and he was like, you should do the more difficult puzzles, right? But here's the thing about it. If I'm doing like a 2600 rated puzzle, I'm going to be sitting here for like 5 minutes or 10 minutes, like looking at one puzzle, right? And it's not going to be fun for you guys, for most of you out there, unless you have like a very intense, chess background. But when I do those short, 3-minute puzzle rush games, it's like everyone can at least understand, like, oh, he says checkmate. That means he just checkmated his opponent, right? Or, oh, he's doing this for this reason, right? It's not like, oh, I have a small positional advantage at the end of this, 8-move sequence, and I'm going to be able to convert that into a winning endgame, and therefore, I'm going to solve the puzzle, right? Like it's a lot less entertaining. That's the one thing about streaming. You kind of you got to cater, you got to know your audience, and you got to cater to, you have to meet the audience halfway, right? I can't just come out here and be like, blah, 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 blah. I mean, it's kind of what I do, but like, it's a little different. Like the form is a little bit different, right? So yeah, that's how that goes. All right. Like Ocean's 11, getting all the skilled folk together to pull a job. Yes, I see what you're saying now. Yeah, to pulling over on Aristotle, right? That would be pretty funny. That would be pretty funny. We'd have to like be super coordinated, and everyone would have to keep it like real secretive. And then all of a sudden, he thinks like one of his students is like hanging out like in his chat. It's like now Aristotle, though. Here's a question for you: Would that alter the way you streamed? Like if there was a student of yours like actually in the chat, like what kind of discussion would you have to have with that student? I mean, philosophers we're good at talking. We're supposed to be good at talking, right? So I feel like if anyone could handle that situation well, it would be you, but it would still be an interesting conversation. All right, where else are we at? Okay, let's play a game. I think it's time to play an actual chess game. All right, we're gonna play a game. I'm going to play a random opponent on Elite Chess. So this guy could be... let's get it all set up here so everyone can see. That was really bad. All right, so this guy could be a grandmaster. He could be a complete noob. All right, whoa, look at that opening he just did. This guy, I don't know about this guy, to be honest. I don't... This is not a good opening. Okay, this guy is like the worst player I've ever seen. What's going on here? I don't even know what the hell's going on here. All right. Yeah, this guy's making literally like every bad move you can make. All right. Let's try to beat him real quick. Wow. This guy is... And he resigned. He just resigned on top of that. Okay, yep. That was someone who's just learning how to move the pieces. That was not fun. Okay, Tiago said would be funnier if a parent comes on the chat to complain about Agni not turning their child into a smarter chess player or something. I would take a lot of offense if a parent came on complaining about my chess teaching ability, right? If they came on complaining about my meditations, that's another thing. But I'm a damn good chess teacher, let me tell you. All right, you can ask all my students. I have students that I've been seeing for many years, giving private lessons for many years. They love me. They love me. They say I'm a good teacher. Okay, anyways, Aristotle, it's a tough question. It might make you more conservative, but maybe not by much. Yeah, right? It's an interesting thing to think about. I mean, it's never going to happen because, I first of all, I'm too busy to like spend the time of like doing this, and we would have to wait like a year because it's like fresh in your mind right now. So if we did it like tomorrow, obviously you're going to like know what's up, So we'd have to wait like a year or like 2 years, and then like when you least expect it, when you forgot about it, we just like all get together and do it. And then like think about the coordination, the time, the planning. You do a cost benefit analysis. It would be a funny gag, but it's like at the end of the day, it's just a little bit too much work, especially with my schedule. If I wasn't working right now, like if I had more free time, I think I might be down for it, but it's just right now, it's just not really not a feasible plan. Shane, you say, as long as you can be the token smartass that makes catty comments the whole movie and then makes the grand gesture selfless act to pull off the heist at the end. Yeah. All right. Well, maybe we will get a team together. I mean, I feel like you could play that role. I feel like you could play that role pretty well. We all have our roles. Here's the thing in life. People don't like to think about it this way, but everyone has their role, in the big context of everything, right? We all have our role in the context of the human condition, right? Sometimes we all play the fool, sometimes we're the hero, sometimes we're the villain, sometimes we're the the sensitive, nice guy. Sometimes we're the brutish ape. Sometimes we're heroic. Whatever. We all have different things we do at different times, right? And my current feelings about life is just we just gotta do what we can in any given moment, and we gotta play our role to the best, right? Like I don't know. I feel like even if you're like if your role is like mediocre, you should still try to play it out, right? It's like oh, what is your role? Well, it's like I don't know. I do this job that I hate, and like I do this. My life is very uninteresting, and I don't get much satisfaction. But I'm gonna at least like try to be the best I can at whatever I try. It's like I feel like that's kind of important. I feel like there's inherent value in putting effort into something that you're to try to get better at it, even if it's not even like a super important thing in the big picture, right? It's like a musician. When you see a musician that just like spends years and years like honing their craft, right, and just becoming like a better and better guitarist or bassist. I had a friend that was one of the top harpists in the world. I actually dated her for a while. She was this amazing harpist, and she would travel all over the world and to play the harp. She's played in the Sydney Opera House twice. She's played all over, in all these different, orchestras and things like that, right? And she put so much time and effort. Her whole world was centered around this harp, right? And I had so much respect for it. And like with chess, and I've done that for a while, and I've done that with philosophy at times, right? So it's like, you get passionate about something, and you go in and you learn as much as you can about it, and you try to expand your knowledge. For athletes too, right? Think about how much time and effort like Jordan and LeBron and Kobe put into working out, or back in the day, right? They were always going crazy working out. All right, let's see. Shane, you say be the Junzi that is within you, eh? Yeah, right. Yeah, I don't know. Hold on, I don't know what Junzi is though. I don't know what that is. You have to explain that to me. Chad Guy Agnew, would you agree to a lobotomy for 70? It wouldn't be fair because I've already gotten a lobotomy, man. So I don't want to take your money. I'm not going to take like 70 million for when it's already something I've gotten, dude. Like, no, man. Come on, dude. I'm not here to rip you off, dude. I am not here to rip you off. No, but of course not. No, seriously. That's absurd. A lobotomy for $70 million? Like, why would I care? First of all, why would I care about having $70 million? I think that's like dumb to like even care about something like that. Like, sure, if you inherit it, like you could probably have some fun with it. You could like go do some stuff. But at the same time, if you have enough to get by, I mean, how much do you really need, right? And then secondly, like, like I would not give up my brain, my conscious reasoning, my self-reflective consciousness. I mean, I don't know what happens when you get a lobotomy. Like, I don't know if it's there. I think there's partial lobotomies and full lobotomies. I think some leave you with like more level of functioning than others, right? But like I think you lose self-reflective consciousness, your ability to see things from the perspective of an eye, right? And you probably lose like critical reflection, right? You're probably just kind of like zoned in on something or honed in on something, right? But I don't know. I've never gotten one. I don't know anyone who has. Let's see. Shane, you say, oh my bad, that's from Confucianism. Oh, its best translation is superior person. Yeah, I like that. I kind of like that. Just trying to do your best at whatever you do. And I'm not saying all the time. I'm not saying you're like constantly have to like try your best at something. But I mean, if you're given two alternatives, right, and like one is like like a little bit like more challenging than the other, right? Like not by a lot, but just by a little bit. And you have the mental, physical, and emotional resources to do the one that's like a little bit more challenging and is going to like improve your life like a little bit more. It's like, do that, Here's an example. I had a wet paper towel, in the kitchen today. I cleaned up a little water that had run off from the sink into the counter. And I was like, I looked at the wall, and there was like a little bit of like tomato sauce, on the wall, like a little speck, and I'm holding this wet paper towel, and I was like, well, I could just throw the wet paper towel in the garbage and walk away, or I could real quickly like, get that little speck of tomato sauce off the wall, right, and then throw the wet paper towel away. Like, what am I gonna do? And I would like just wiped the tomato sauce, right? I chose to wipe the tomato sauce, but I could have just as easily thrown that paper towel in the garbage and left, right? I could have done that, right? But you know what? It makes me feel good to just do like little things like that, like little improvements here and there. And then if you get into that habit of just doing like little improvements in whatever activity you're doing, it just becomes second nature. And then all of a sudden you notice you're always doing these little improvements, right? And then, from there, it's like not that big of a leap to do a little, greater improvement, right? Because you've already met some of that distance, right? It's like people are like, well, I can't exercise every day. I don't have that willpower, right? I've met, half the world says that, right? They don't want to exercise, right? So like, yeah, I mean, it's tough. It's so tough to start, right? But you start with something really small. Like when I was 16, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna do hamstring stretches every morning for like 2 minutes. And I was like, no matter fucking what, I'm going to stretch out my hamstrings for 2 minutes. Doesn't matter if I'm camping. It doesn't matter if I'm like running late. I can find 2 minutes to stretch out my hamstrings, right? So I started doing that, and I started doing it every day, no matter what. And then like after like a couple months, it was like, it was no big deal. And then I'm like, okay, well, I'm going to do, this ankle stretch for like, 2 minutes also on top of that, right? And then, you do it every day for like couple months, and then it's like, okay, now it's habit. And you slowly add more and more things, and the next thing you know, you're like running the goddamn world, and you're like, it's like not even a big deal because you're used to that. You build up that stamina and strength. All right. Aristotle, absolutely not. No, I don't think these are things that I would want to do, right? 70 million is you're talking about just the ability to do things within this illusory dualistic framework. Like that really doesn't interest me that much, man. Like you can't take that 70 million and bring it into the context of eternity with you, man. It's like you're stuck. You're like, okay, well, I'm living in an existence of polar opposites and extremes, and I'm living in this dualistic reality. It's like, well, what am I going to do here? I could buy like some cars and houses and like, I don't know, buy like expensive food, and that's just, I don't know. I'm not gonna, really put a lot of value in that. I mean, sure, some people love that shit. Some people are big into that, right? Not me, man. I'm just an average Joe. I'm just an average Joe that likes to just go out there and just and try to, perfect the things that I do and try to help people. That's the reason I do these meditations. At the end of the day, like, why are we here? What's like our purpose? I believe our purpose is to help others, is to just be kind, loving, and supportive to the people around you, and just help the people you can. And what's the best way I can do that, right? By helping, by just trying to be kind, and not just to others though. You also have to be kind to yourself. A lot of people forget that. A lot of people are like, oh, I'm gonna just do nothing but be kind to others, and then they stress themselves out, and they go through like a mental health crisis, and they get sick because they're always helping everyone else, and then they get all fucked up, right? You have to take care of yourself. That's why I stress physical health so much. That's why I stream from the fitness and health community. We need more people like concerned about their health and improve it, and you get more energy when you work out. I ran 3 miles today. I was ready to go to fucking sleep. I was like, well, I could go lay down in bed, or I could just go, to the forest preserve and run 3 miles and get some fresh air, right? So I ran 3 miles, and like I was like so tired. I was like moping around, and now I feel like a fucking rock star. You just do a little exercise, right? But anyways, yeah, that's my take on that, Aristotle. Let's see, Shane, you say find out your role and do it in the most superior way you can. You don't have to be the best in Confucianism. Just do the most you can to get there. Yeah, I mean, I agree with that, man. I agree with that. I think that's pretty good. I think that's a pretty good idea, right? You just try to do what you can. You do what you can, And I know that's like a weird statement. People are like, well, we do what we can, right? And there's really not like a lot of content involved in that embedded in that statement, right? In that statement, oh, we do what we can. Like, what does that actually mean, right? But you get the gist of it, It's like if you say it is what it is, right? People are like, what the fuck kind of content is embedded in that? And typically, though, it's just used to like, indicate to the other person, hey, you know what? I agree, whatever. Let's talk about something else, right? It's like a way to end the conversation. It is what it is, or like you have nothing to say about the thing. You just say it is what it is. But logically speaking, there's not a lot of content in there. Chad guy, you say, oh, Aristotle, think of all the people you could help with something. Yeah, but then I'd have to hurt myself in the process, man. See, I don't have those crazy utilitarian calculations running through my head. I feel like you have a lot of utilitarian calculations in your head. I'm not sure, man. I've never had that issue. I've never like, well, I could help, like, I could send the trolley this way, I could pull the lever, I could send the trolley this way. Like, dude, for me, it's simple. I take like a very, very straightforward approach to like the trolley problem and all that shit. Like, I don't like the notion of actively causing another person's death, right? So, like, I'm not going to pull that lever, even though it's just one person, and I'm actively killing them, and even though it could be like, a Hitler or whatever, right? I don't like the notion of actively murdering someone, of actively causing their death. So, like, and, sure, there's such a thing as passive responsibility. I get that in the ethical scene, but I think we don't give enough credence to it. I think we don't give enough thought to it, right? Like, to actively be involved in someone's death is like, That's something different. That's a little bit more extreme in my mind, right? So that's why I don't have issues with that. I kind of take an all or nothing approach. I mean, I'm not a Kantian, and by any means, but like as far as like, I do believe all humans have intrinsic value and intrinsic worth, right? So I guess that's kind of in line with that. Chad guy, let's see. You said, Agni, would you sacrifice half of the population to gain all the knowledge in the universe? No, because I don't believe the universe exists. At the end of the day, right? I don't believe anything within this dualistic framework actually exists in the big picture. Like you expand outward, like from the context of eternity. The stuff we do here, like the knowledge of like physics and quantum mechanics and biology and science. It's like it's great for this phenomenal realm. It's great for doing things within this dualistic framework, right? Within this the Kant's phenomenal realm, right? We can do some stuff. We can build bridges and cure diseases, but like why would I sacrifice half the population? Why would I cause that to gain knowledge of the universe? Like that's not going to be beneficial. If it was to gain the wisdom to be able to collapse this spatio-temporal realm and have all humanity reunite as one consciousness and be back in a state of perfect bliss, then I'd consider it, because then you're actually giving me something of value. You're giving me something worthwhile, right? But like if it's just like knowledge of like three-dimensional protein folding structures and shit like that, like what good is that going to do me? Like I don't really care about that. Things within this dualistic framework don't really interest me that much. I mean, they do to a certain extent, because you have to live within this dualistic framework. You have to experience the human condition as if you're here, right? Because otherwise you're just like lying in a bed shitting yourself, and that's not cool, man. No one thinks it's cool. Like the guy that wrote not Hitchhikers, the guy that wrote Zen and the Art of Motorcycle Maintenance. I don't know, Aristotle, you might have read it. It's a great book. Shane, you probably read this book. It's a pretty solid book, right? But that guy had like a breakdown and was just like laying on the floor shitting himself one day. He was going over the concept of quality from if I recall right. He wanted to know what the philosophical notion of quality was and was exploring that. He was riding across the country, with his son, like on a motorcycle. But yeah, like that's kind of where I'm at. All right, where are we at here? Shane, you said you might trade an eye or maybe hang on a tree for several days. Dude, that's intense. I mean, it would... Okay, don't get me wrong. Within this illusory dualistic framework, there are things that are pretty cool at times, right? Like having sex. Having sex is cool, right? I enjoy having sex. I enjoy doing that. I enjoy making love to beautiful women. I enjoy eating good meals, right? I enjoy going for runs and being out in nature and camping with friends. I enjoy spending time with friends and family, right? There's things that we do, right? There's things that we do, but from the bigger picture, where we are all one consciousness reunited, and none of this spatio-temporal stuff even exists. Like it's all like a dream. It's like when you wake up from a dream. When you wake up from a dream, you're not like, oh, that was a crazy dream. Like I'm probably still like, where am I now? That dream was actually reality, right? No, we're not saying that shit. When you wake up from a dream, you say that dream was done, and you just get up and go on with your day, and go to work. You don't and I believe that one day we're just gonna wake up from this dream. It's gonna be like, oh, that was such a weird dream. We were in these things called bodies, and there was there were separations between different bodies, and there was this thing called space, which meant things were situated in different locations. Like there was a weird thing called location. That's fucked up. What a weird concept, right? And there was like this thing called time, where something could actually happen before another and like after another, right? And there was the temporal sequencing of events. It was what a weird fucking dream. Okay, time to just be in like eternal bliss, because this is the only place we could ever be, and like that was a weird dream we had, and then like it's just gone, so it's like, oh, okay, I just traded my, so that's why I wouldn't trade anything for a dualistic framework edge, like $1 billion, or to like be more powerful than Elon Musk, or like to be the ruler of a kingdom. It's like, what good does that do you? That doesn't do you any good. You can do stuff in the short term within the illusion, but like from the bigger picture, you're like, oh, I'm just like whatever. I just traded my wedding ring for a rat's asshole. All right. Anyways, let's see. Aristotle, you say Would you sacrifice half of the world population to have all of Twitter in your memory? I already have 49% of Twitter in my memory right now. I have 49% of it in my memory at all times. So I would only be getting an additional 1%? No, absolutely not. Not for an additional 1%. Now, if I had maybe 38, 39%, I would consider it, but not for 1%, right? That's just not cool, man. That's not enough. I would need more. You got to put more on the table. All right, Shane, you say that's Odin, by the way. Odin was a badass. Odin doesn't fuck around, right? By the way, have any of you seen American Gods out there? Odin has a good part in American Gods, right? If I recall, it's been a while since I see that, but I'm pretty sure the dude was Odin, right? But anyways, yeah, it's good stuff. Shane, or Aristotle, you say Shane would have sex with Odin for 70 million. Well, that doesn't surprise me, right? It doesn't surprise me. I think we all have our things, right? We all have different things we do, and that's just how it goes. Shane, you say, are you having sex with Odin, or is Odin having sex with you? The arrangement is important. Odin is not a compassionate lover. Okay, now we're really getting delving deep into this. Aristotle, you say, but your university invited you to a welcome program before school starts from 8 to 1. What a bunch of fucking maniacs. Who starts something at 8 a.m.? Okay, here's something cool, though. I will say this. When I went to my orientation, right, for grad school, for grad school, I was just coming into grad school, right? It was my first day. We had this orientation, and the dude giving the orientation was the number 2 guy. He wasn't the department head, but he was the number 2 guy, right? And he set the tone because he was wearing flip-flops, and I thought that was really cool. He comes up, I mean, he's got a nice jacket on, but he's wearing shorts and flip-flops. And it was pretty cool when someone does something like that, right? And even though it was an early morning thing, it was 8 or 9 a.m., it was still I felt like it set the right tone. Everyone was a little more relaxed after that. All right, where are we at here? Aristotle, you say Odin is performing the act, but you could set the mood, yeah. Oh, Shane, yeah, Mr. Wednesday, yep, that's it. Wednesday, Woodin's Day, yep, Mr. Wednesday. That was a cool show, by the way. The first season especially, I thought was a badass. The first and the second season was really good. They made 3 seasons, I think. The first 2 seasons were really, really good. I highly recommend that show, by the way, American Gods. If you haven't seen it, check it out. It's got some quality stuff. And one of the people I like was in that show, and then he got canceled from the show because he got canceled from in real life too, Marilyn Manson. And it's and then we could get into that whole debate, why do you still like Marilyn Manson? He's not a nice person, and it's well, I mean, we don't know. First of all, innocent until proven guilty, and second of all, it's Manson's never presented himself as a nice, kind person. I mean, that's kind of part of his act, right? That's part of his thing. Now was he doing some really horrific things? I don't know. I mean, we'll let the jury decide. Let the jury decide. But until the jury decides anything, we gotta presume he's innocent until then, right? I don't like judging people, in a harsh light until they've gone through the system, right? All right. Let's see. Chad guy, since our world doesn't exist, should we still strive for morality or embrace chaos? Well, I believe by embracing chaos, it doesn't aid to uniting. So I believe anything that reunites us with the people around us, anything that connects us for a positive common cause, something that spreads love throughout your friend group or throughout your family, any of that stuff, I believe is always super powerful and super important and the way to go. Now, sure, it's hard to do that all the time, right? But sometimes you can, and then you can make a difference. You can make a difference in your community. You can make a difference in your family and with your friends. I mean, that's what I think is important. If you embracing chaos is easy, right? It's easy to embrace chaos. I can become the fucking Joker and just go out there and do all sorts of horrific shit, right? But I mean, I don't know. It just doesn't seem like the way to go, right? It's too fucking easy for me. I don't want to go the easy route in life. If I want to do something, I want to go the hard route. And what's fucking harder than trying your best? When you can, whatever you're doing with learning philosophy, trying to learn whatever you can about philosophy as much as you can, delving into the hard material. Same thing with working out. Find the workout that you hate the most and do that one all the time. Same with anything you do. If you're a guitarist, you fucking play over and over and you just keep practicing. If you're a chess player, you just keep going as hard as you can. And even though it can be draining and tough at times, I like that. There's something about that, something about the process of trying, because think about it. We'll think of our epistemological condition, right? We have this finite amount of knowledge, right? We just have a little bit of knowledge, and we have to take that tiny little bit of knowledge we have about this like dualistic framework, and then we have to extrapolate, and we, basically, create our perception, right? We create our perceptions of how we think about things and how we see the world, right? And we're doing it with just like the tiniest fragment of knowledge, and we're with a very tiny amount of processing power that is like the human brain, right? So it's like we don't really, and then we have our instruments. We have like telescopes and computers and things, right? So we still barely know anything about anything, right? At the end of the day. So what do? How can we live? We can at least live to try to unify people and bring people together and share love and make people happier and make people and try to improve the quality of life for those who are struggling. I do this on a daily basis. That's why I teach meditation, because it's such an important tool. With meditation, you can go within that state of pure love and oneness, and you're like, oh yeah, what the fuck was I doing? That's right, this dualistic framework doesn't matter. Like, I can't believe I was losing my shit because some dude cut me off in traffic. Like, my whole peace of mind was usurped because some guy cut me off in traffic. Like, really? Is that how I want to live? Or do I want to take a deep breath and come back to the state of perfect peace and one, where we feel nothing but love and joy in our hearts? So how do you choose to live your life? Hey, Valpo is here. Good to see you, man. How's it going with you? Valpo is our Kierkegaard expert. Welcome in, friend. I hope you're having a good day. I hope everything's going well with you. I hope you feel that love and light in your heart, because at the end of the day, I'm here for you. I'm here for everyone. This is what we're all here for. We got to help each other out. This world is difficult, right? This world is tough. And Noger's here. Good to see you, man. Noger is a streamer here on Twitch. Super awesome dude. He streams, he does philosophy readings from philosophy journal articles. And he's read over 320-ish around, somewhere around there. It's pretty amazing. No one else does this. It's totally original. He's bringing the philosophical, analytic community to Twitch of all places. I love it, man. I love the fact that he does that. So check him out. It's great. And let's see, Imbalanced, an Imbalanced Physique is here as well. Hello. Good to see you, friend. How's it going with you, man? How's everything going with you? Imbalanced is he just came back. He came back. He took a few months off from streaming, and now he's back and he's doing his streams again. He was doing a tarot stream right the other day, and you were doing some other streams, man. Welcome in. He's a great, authentic, genuine dude, super kind, compassionate. The thing I like about him is he always says he's an open book. It's totally the case, right? Whatever he's feeling, whatever he's thinking, he's gonna express it. It might be difficult to talk about, but it might be easy. But he's gonna be as genuine and honest with you as is humanly possible, right? So you can't, if someone's going to be that way with me, that person will have my respect, even if they're a fucking asshole. Even if they're an asshole, if they're going to at least tell me how they feel and be completely truthful with me, that person is, I got their back, even if they hate me. There was once a guy, let me tell you about this. This was a good story. When I was a freshman in high school, me and a bunch of dudes were hanging out, and there was this guy that I would hang out with. In that group, his name was Jukas, right? He was Lithuanian. This guy, he was fine. I considered him a friend, right? And one day we're all hanging out, and he comes up to me, and he says, "Agni, I don't like you." And I was like, "What?" I was like, "Well, surely you don't mean you don't like me. Like, what? He's like, "No, really, I don't like you." And I was like, whoa, oh, okay, shit. All right, well, thank you for telling me that. And he just walked off. But then I knew where he stood after that, right? And it's like, then things actually got better because I realized that he didn't like me. It's like, for some reason, there was like some energy release. Some energy got released. And then later on, we actually did become good friends. It's kind of interesting. But I really respected that move, how he just walked up to me and just said that flat out. Agni, I don't like you. And he just said it very matter of fact. It wasn't like a like he had thought it out. It wasn't like he was, angry. I didn't really do anything to instigate him, but it's, if you just tell me it how it is, I'm going to respect you at least. I'm sure like I might not be able to invite you into my home, right? But like, because you might, try to kill me, but like I'm at least going to respect the fact that you were honest with me. Let's see. Where are we at in chat? Okay, Available, you said you had a good conversation about meditation at the conference over the weekend. Cool. Nice, man. Nice. What in particular, what were you talking about? All right. Imbalanced, you say you're a mod? Yeah, man. You're one of my mods, dude. Of course. You've been a mod for a long time. I don't know. Well, you haven't seen that? I don't know. It's been a while since you've been around. But yeah, you've been a mod for a long time, dude. Of course you're a mod. Chad Guy, you say, I think Agni fits more of a Dr. Doom or Lex Luthor as a villain. I don't know what kind of villain would I be. I don't know much about the lore, about all the lore these days. Like I feel like I'd be like a weird villain. I would definitely have some redeeming value. But I guess I don't know. Maybe like I don't know what kind of villain I'd be. That'd be tough. Noger, you say, oh, you were considering the shirtless stream. You have no real objection to it, but you also upload the VODs to YouTube. All right, it might be a little odd being shirtless on YouTube. Yeah, I don't know. That's interesting. Huh. Yeah, okay. Well, I mean, it's because, hey, Aristotle and I are both doing it. So we're representing the philosophical community, right? So all the if we get you to do it too, that means all the philosophy streamers on Twitch that I'm aware of will do shirtless streams. And that will tell a lot about philosophers. That tells a lot about philosophers, right? That we're willing to go the extra mile. We're willing to sacrifice for the greater good, right? To bring good content and philosophy to the masses, right? That's what we're trying to do here. So like if you actually jumped on board, that would be pretty neat. Yeah, I don't know how you get around the YouTube situation though. But it might be cool. Maybe that will maybe people get psyched. Maybe people will get pumped up if you start doing that. People will be like, hey, this guy's like willing to go the extra mile. Chega, you say, Agni, if you could meet and get to know any world historical dictator, who would it be and why? I think it would be me, to be honest. Like, I think I would be the best dictator to know. If I truly could know myself, like, think about how amazing that would be. If I had perfect understanding and perfect knowledge of myself, like, dude, I would be able to help so many people. So yeah, I would definitely choose myself in that category. Valpo, you say, we talked about different kinds of meditation. Silent, with music, walking meditation, with substances, in certain traditions, not at all. Oh, that's great. That's great. So you talked about the different types. Yeah, that's awesome. I did a running meditation today. I always try to do that when I run. It's like, if I'm going to be running, I might as well try to maximize my performance. And how can I maximize my health? By doing meditation while I'm running, right? So I try to just focus on my breath and have like a real regular breath count, and kind of, have my movements, very regular, and just kind of go into the Zen state, right? And what I do is, whenever a thought pops into my mind, I just let it go. And then, like, when you're running, like, you're constantly having thoughts pop in your mind, but then you just keep letting them go. And then you could even, one trick that I found is to think, okay, what is the next ego thought that is going to pop into my mind? What is it? And then you just kind of like have your mind on alert. You're like waiting for that thought. And guess what? If you can keep your mind on alert like that, then it doesn't even materialize. It's like for some reason you can hack the system, and no more thoughts pop into your mind, because you're like thinking, your concentration is on what the next thought is going to be, right? And for some reason, if your concentration is on what the next thought is going to be, that next thought doesn't come into being. It's kind of cool, actually. It's a cool hack I found. Let's see. Chad Guy, you say, geez, Agni is a Jedi at cop-out scenarios. A little bit, man. A little bit, dude. I think that's pretty funny. But it's people always ask me that kind of stuff. They're like, what would you rather do? Have all your skin melted off, and then you have to eat it, and then you have to then you have to puke it up on a dog, and then you have to eat the dog's face, and then you have to empty out its bowels and eat dog poo, right? Or would you like to have all your legs chopped off, and then, reattached and chopped off every 20 seconds for the rest of your existence? And it's like, I'm not going to fucking answer that question. Neither. Neither. I'm not playing that game. One cool thing about being an independent agent in in this illusory dualistic framework is that I don't have to play that game. So it's like, yeah, ask me those questions, and it's like, no. I'm not playing that game. People always ask weird questions though. What would you rather have if you had to have one? It's like, no, I wouldn't. I wouldn't have fucking either of that. I wouldn't. All right. Okay, where else are we at in chat? I think it's time for a little chess, right? Let's do a game. That last game was too short. All right. That last game, I don't know. The guy was just really messing around or something. I beat him in just a few moves and he resigned. So let's see how I can do in chess tonight. Here we go. I think everyone should be able to see this. Yeah, everyone should be able to see it. All right. Here we go. I'm a D4 guy. I'm a D4 kind of guy. Queen's Gambit. Does he accept? All right. This guy probably knows the lines. He's playing quick. All right. We got the boulder attack. Bam, bam, bam. All right. Then we got this, I believe. Oh, I was supposed to take there, I think. I was supposed to take here first, but it's okay. All right, let's see. Now, how do I want to play this in this situation? Just develop the bishop. So I get either bishop over, or I could, I got this idea, and then he hops his knight down here, defending the bishop, getting out of check. I could go after his light square bishop, which is something I do in these situations. If I could take. Now, what about queen? I think queen over here might be even better. Yeah, what's wrong with queen over here? I always forget about this line. I think this is a decent line. I'm hitting the bishop. I'm going to take with the knight, or with the pawn if he captures. If he captures, I'm going to take with the pawn. I think. Yeah, because I don't want the knight hopping down here with tempo. So here's the idea. He takes, right? Okay, so he's going with that. Now I force the issue, and now he'll take. Okay, so I take like this. All right. This is all fine. Okay, so now we have this kind of stuff. And he just made a blunder. Who sees the tactic? Who sees the winning tactic? He just made a blunder. Can anyone see it? Who sees it? Here we go. Bam. Fork, hitting the knight. Attacking the king. He's got to get out of check. This knight is undefended. He can't move the knight to get out of check, right? Because that's not how knights don't move here. Yeah, he left. There, and that's what they say. Chess is 99% tactics, right? This guy was thinking he's smooth, playing real quick early. He knew his opening theory, but this line right here was not good, right? He didn't do the right line there. So that's chess. That's how you win at chess. You got to be on point with your chess game. All right. Winsuggy, would you rather have to play every chess game forward with no queen or play chess with no pawns? I wouldn't do either. So that's how it goes. By the way, here's a really cool thing. One of my favorite streamers, GM Hikaru, he's one of the top 10 chess players in the world, right? He actually was almost going to compete in for the World Championship this year, right? If he had gotten one more win, he would have competed for the World Championship this year against Nepo. But anyways. He does these speed runs where he actually sacks his queen early in every game. It's crazy. He's just I don't even need my queen. And he's beating 2100, 2200s. I was seeing him beating 2400 FIDE masters, just sacking his queen. So it's that blows my mind. That's crazy, right? To just be able to be that good, and to be able to do that, right? Okay, so here's what we're going to do. I need to fill up my water. I'm getting a little parched. Maybe you can tell, maybe you can't. Am I talking loud? Is my face red? I don't know. I need some water. I need a little water, and then we're going to come back and we're going to fucking meditate. We're going to do a hardcore meditation. Are you all ready for some good meditation? You ready for some work? All right, we're going to flex our meditation muscles. I'll be back in 2 minutes. All right, so I always come out here and I'm full of energy. I'm full of intensity, right? I always come out here and I'm ready to go, and I'm lively and I'm exciting because that's what people want to see. People like lively, exciting things, right? You want to be sexual. I'm a very sexual guy, right? Everyone wants to fuck me, right? No, I'm just kidding. But like, it's funny to say, right? Because people like that kind of entertainment, right? But anyways, I do all that I do all that fun stuff, and then we slow things down. And we go to the place of love, peace, and oneness that resides in our hearts. So find a comfortable seated position. You can sit on the floor in lotus pose. You can sit cross-legged, or you can sit in a chair. The main thing is to find a position that is comfortable for you. And then gently close your eyes and take a few slow, deep breaths on your own. I have a Buddhist chant that I play that has a chime that rings every 2 seconds, and you can use it to help regulate your breath count. So take a few more slow, deep breaths on your own while maintaining good posture. Inhale through your nose, gently raising your belly. Exhale through your mouth, gently lowering your belly. Breathe in through your nose, slowly raising your abdomen. Breathe out through your mouth, slowly lowering your abdomen. Focus on your breath. Inhale, raising your belly. Exhale, lowering your belly. Breathe in, raising your abdomen. Breathe out, lowering your abdomen. Keep your awareness on your breath counts. Inhale. Exhale. Breathe in. Breathe out. Keep your awareness on your breath. Visualize yourself sitting on the tallest mountain peak. Watching the clouds float through the sky beneath you. Two clouds merge together and form as one. And one cloud stretches apart, dividing into two. These clouds move through the sky before disappearing over the horizon. These clouds are like your thoughts. Thoughts come into being and exist for a while in conscious awareness before disappearing from your mind. That is the nature of human thought. Inhale. Exhale, releasing all that does not serve you well. Breathe in. Breathe out, releasing all that is of no benefit to you. Your breath calms your body, and your body calms your mind. Be mindful of your breath count. When thoughts arise in your mind, visualize them as clouds moving through the sky before disappearing from your mind. And return your awareness to your breath. Inhale. Exhale, releasing all that does not benefit you. Breathe in. Breathe out, releasing all that does not serve you well. Focus on your breath count. Slow down your breathing. Slow down your breath. Your essence is love. Your love is manifested as light. Your purpose is to shine your light on others. Awakening the inner light within them. And they will shine their light on all whom they encounter. Until all of humanity is glowing radiantly as one once again. Inhale. Exhale, releasing all that is of no benefit to you. Breathe in. Breathe out, releasing all ego which obscures your third eyesight. Focus on your breath. When thoughts arise in your mind, picture them as clouds moving through the sky before disappearing over the horizon. And return your awareness to your breath count. Inhale. Exhale, releasing all that does not benefit you. Breathe in. Breathe out, releasing all ego, which hinders your evolution. Your breath calms your body, and your body calms your breath. On your next breath, travel down beneath the level of conscious awareness. Go to the region of your heart chakra. Feel the love that emanates from this location. And the warmth which surrounds your love. Give yourself permission to experience the perfect peace which resides here. And the joy which accompanies it. In this place, you have everything that you've ever needed. And this reality is your eternal home. Inhale. Exhale, releasing all that is of no benefit to you. Breathe in. Breathe out, releasing all ego, which obscures your third eye vision. Your breath calms your body, and your body calms your mind. Be mindful of your breath count. When thoughts arise in your mind, picture them as clouds floating through the sky before disappearing from conscious awareness. And return your focus to your breath count. On your next breath, travel down beneath the level of conscious awareness, going all the way down to your center point. Stay here for a moment. In this place of perfect peace. Notice any sensations that you may feel here. Notice the point where your love is the strongest. In this place, you are eternally at home. In this place of perfect monism, fear cannot enter. Focus on this place of perfect peace. Focus on your center point. Be cognizant of anything you may be experiencing right now. And keep your awareness on your center point. Focusing your attention on your center. When you're ready, travel through. I'll see you on the other side. Here, at your center point, you remember your true identity. At your center, you recall how you came to be. Here, at your center point, you remember your true purpose. To help all those whom you encounter. Here, at your center, you flow eternally from the source of all creation. Being one with the source, you feel nothing but perfect peace, love, and oneness. This place is your eternal home. This place is reality. And you can come here whenever you so choose. Inhale. Exhale, releasing all that is of no benefit to you. Breathe in. Breathe out, releasing all ego which obscures your third eyesight. Be mindful of your breath count. Slow down your breathing. Slow down your breath. Allow yourself to experience the eternal joy which resides here. You are worth it. Slow down your breathing. And be one with all of creation. Inhale. Exhale, releasing all stress and tension from your body. Breathe in. Breathe out, releasing all stress and tension from your mind. Inhale. Exhale, releasing all existential angst from your being. Breathe in. Breathe out, releasing all fear and worry from your mind. Gently open your eyes, returning to the present moment. Bringing with you the peace from this meditation throughout the remainder of your day. Namaste. Thank you so much for being here with me in this sacred space. I am honored and humbled to have you here with me during this meditation. It is a great privilege for me to be a meditation guide, and I hope you all derived some benefit from this meditation. I definitely feel more peace and love in my heart than I did prior to the meditation, and I hope you feel the same. JT, going back to work now. Thank you for stopping in. Much appreciated. I hope work is going well. I hope you're enjoying this new job. Okay, so Chad guy, let's get back to what you were talking about. Chad guy was saying that, so I sold my car online to this company. It was super easy. When the tow truck came, I was at work, and my neighbors thought a group of people were jacking your car. Cops came, pulled over the tow truck, quick guns drawn and yelling. The guy showed the cops the paperwork. I knew this because I got their phone call. Part of me wishes it was on my driveway so my Ring cameras could catch it. That's intense, dude. That's wild. Wow. It's cool that your neighbors are have your back. You know, your neighbors are watching out for you. That's pretty cool. And that's also a really interesting story. I wonder if someone got the footage. I wonder, do you know where they pulled the tow truck over? Because maybe one of those houses got the footage. That's kind of cool. All right. Hey, One Sluggy. Good to see you, man. All right. I hope everyone enjoyed that meditation. We've been going to the Tao Te Ching after my meditations. We've been reading one passage a day. So we're going to read another passage from the Tao, and we're going to go from there. So give me 1 second. I'm going to take a bathroom break, and I'll be back. I'll be back in a couple minutes. All right, we're back. We are back, everyone. I hope everyone feels good. I hope we had a good meditation. It's time to read from the Tao Te Ching. I love this book. This is up there, by the way, in my favorite books of all time. All right. We are on verse 20. And there's a lot of power in Lao Tzu's words. And by the way, something cool. We always say it's Lao Tzu, but when I was looking it up last time, it said that there's a good chance that there were a lot of different Chinese writers that actually pooled their wisdom together over the years and added verses to this. So this is actually probably a conglomeration of different writers, Lao Tzu being one of them, but like not all, there's other writers too. Govern the state by being straightforward. Wage war by being crafty. But win the empire by not being meddlesome. How do I know that it is like that? By means of this. Now, the more taboos there are in the empire, the poorer the people. The more keen instruments the people have, the more benighted the state. The more knowledge men have, the further novelties multiply. The more prominent the laws, the more thieves and bandits there are. Hence, in the words of the sage, I take no action, and the people are transformed of themselves. I prefer stillness, and the people are rectified of themselves. I am not meddlesome, and the people are rich of themselves. I desire not to desire, and the people become like the uncarved block of themselves. Wow. Ooh, that is fire. And I love the way he finishes that off. I desire not to desire, and the people become like the uncarved block of themselves. So he's saying that it's desires and attachments that give us our individuality to a certain extent, right? That the more different things that we desire and want and are attached to within this illusory dualistic framework, the more different things, the more of a unique self we might have. But that's all. It's all fiction, right? We actually still are uncarved blocks. And if we do the Tao, if we desire not to desire, people become like the uncarved block of themselves. Beautiful. That is so profound. I love it. I love Lao Tzu's wisdom. Let's read that one more time and let's go through it again. Govern the state by being straightforward, wage war by being crafty, but win the empire by not being meddlesome, right? He doesn't want people to be meddlesome. This is a common theme throughout the Tao Te Ching. He talks about you shouldn't be meddlesome. You shouldn't be meddling in other people's affairs. Let them be. Let them be. Sometimes we have to learn and go through hard lessons and difficult lessons in life, but sometimes the best you can do is just be there for them if they need a hand, but in the meantime, you let them go through what they got to go through. I had a bunch of friends that were addicted to heroin back in the day. And it's like I can't talk to them and be like, hey, you shouldn't use, right? I mean, I did a little bit, but they're not going to be like, oh, you know what? That's a great idea. I'm not going to use heroin anymore, because you're telling me that I shouldn't use, right? But at the same time, you these are your friends. So you try to help them in other ways if you can, right? So like, there's only so much you can do. How do I know that it is like that? By means of this. Now, the more taboos there are in the empire, the poorer the people. The more keen instruments that the people have, the more benighted the state. The more knowledge men have, the further novelties multiply. Maybe he's referring to science there, right? So we've expanded our scientific understanding so much, and now we have, every single person on the planet has an iPhone, right? The more prominent the laws, the more thieves and bandits there are. Yeah, if there's more laws, then there's going to be more people that are going to do things that violate those laws, right? And they're going to get arrested. Hence, in the words of the sage, I take no action, and the people are transformed of themselves. I prefer stillness, and the people are rectified of themselves. I am not meddlesome, and the people are rich of themselves. I desire not to desire, and the people become like the uncarved block of themselves. Awesome. All right. Lao Tzu is the man. There's a reason why Lao Tzu is as famous as he is. All right. So, let's see. I think, where are we at right now with everything? I think we're doing pretty good. Maybe it is time that we transition into something else, because I do other things on the stream. I don't just do one thing. I used to just do one thing. Now I do many things. There's many different avenues to add Agni James, whether you're interested in chess, philosophy, chakra balancing, whatever. But speaking of which, it's chakra balancing time. Everyone, here we go. We are going to get our chakras in balance. Are you ready? Are you ready to get your chakras aligned? Because we're going to go through this book. We are on chakra 2, the water chakra, and last time you got to see me doing goddess pose. Like, who wouldn't want to see Agni James doing goddess pose, right? Who wouldn't want to see that, right? You got to see me doing it last time, so maybe we'll have something similar this time. And by the way, here is goddess pose. I was doing this last time on stream. You got to see live action goddess pose. Okay, now we're at the... Well, we're at also... Look at all these. Look at all these. Yeah, I'm not going to be doing all these like on stream right now. Actually, I got to do one. Last time, though, the camera got all fucking jacked up when I went and laid on the floor. But we're going to try it again. I want to try... Which one looks really fun? I guess we're just doing this one. All right. We're going to do number 1. Allow your hands to release and bring them each to a position holding the inside of the knee. Stretch here for as long as feels appropriate. Now, I'm really concerned in my life with doing what is appropriate. Like, everyone who knows me knows that all I care about is not committing social faux pas and doing what's appropriate. So, I'm going to be doing this pelvic side roll, pelvic thing, right? Bring your right arm up to the side along the ground. Oh, then they want you to go into that? I'm not going into all that. I'm just going to do the basic one. All right, so here we go. If the camera gets out of focus again, it's a sign, right? It's God telling me that I need to, become a software engineer instead of doing this anymore. All right, so let's see what we got here. Oh, yeah, that's good. All right. Okay, pelvic side rolls. So I need to do this. Can you all see me? You should all be able to see me. All right, here we go. Here we go. Oh, so tight. This is all I got. This is no good. This is super tight right here. I can't even get any more than this. Well, this is going to need some work. This is definitely going to need some work here. You got to witness it. There we go. There we go. That's what we get. You got to witness Agni James doing a pelvic thing. All right. And there we go. We got the blurriness back, Let's see. Yep. It's going to be blurry again. I'm getting sick of doing these exercises. I don't like this blurry. All right, cool. We're back. We got rid of that quick though. That was a quick connection. All right, let's do some puzzle rush. We got to get this